Okay, good morning. Thursday, November 3, 2016. So we'll just start off with Facebook. For those of you who are shorter with puts for these weeklies here, I'd be taking profits. The old bird in the hand, two in the bush kind of thing. We did see 118 after hours. We're up this morning here, so free option. Those short Facebook, I'd be taking profits. Those who have longer dated options, I would hold on there. You can also write some puts against it if you want to collect some premium. Premium levels were pretty high on the puts to begin with. I talked about writing covered writes, which would be that you were short the stock and you were with the options, and you sold covered options. So you're short and sold puts. Be taking profits on that there. On Facebook, I wrote that I was going to play Facebook the same way as Apple. I do have a lower target on here for Facebook. Let's take a look at the daily. That was the first level of 128 here, 124, and then the 118 level which was the first target on Facebook. Okay, so we got to the 118. It actually went down to 116. It actually went below a weekly pivot point into the 116s, but I'd be taking some profits on there. The next level is 114, 109, and then 106 on the dailies. If you have some longer dated options. But for right now, for those of you that do have the weeklies, I would be taking some profits on that one. Okay, go back to the rest of the features here real quick. Okay. The dollars for the last few days, we had a pullback in the dollar. I like the dollar on weakness. We got to 97. The next level would be 96. So I'd be looking for short sides on, say, the euro on that. Australian dollar basically is pausing up in this area. We're getting a pullback in the metals this morning. So I'd be looking for weakness in the Australian dollar. British pound, I've been bullish on that one. We're getting to see money flow come into it. We did bang up against resistance levels here. The BOC was this morning, or Bank of England, BOE, this morning. And they stayed pat, but for right now, I'd be expecting a pause in the British pound. I talked about it going back into the 130s from the lower levels. We had a fat bar reversal. Let's see if I can change this up here. Okay, echo volume bars. Okay, we had the fat bar reversal here, which basically said that we were looking for a trend change, at least a intraday type deal. And we have a fat bar again. So for you flippers, swing traders, some of you may want to take some profits here. I'm looking to support this on any weakness on the British pound. You can have crosses like the British pound versus the Australian dollar or New Zealand and go along those also. But here we have a reversal on the downside. Here we have a pretty good volume bar on the upside. So I'd be looking to support it on any weakness. But like I said, for you guys that swing trade, I'd look to be taking some profits in the British pound. And then re-enter lower. Canadian dollar. Okay. I think this is still a setup higher, which would also mean long oil. Oil got down to, I think, in the 44s, which was a target from up above in a 50 area when it cracked. I'd look for a bounce in oil. So I'm going to go along with the long side of with CAD, Canadian dollar. I think I posted earlier in the week long B, 6B, 6C, and 6J. Free swingers take profits in B and J and hold on to C. Looking for a swing higher here. I guess if it does the same as the others, it'd probably reach the 75 area here. 6E, here, I like the short side of this because I think the US dollar is going to go higher. So I'd be looking we're at the 111 areas for some shorts. That was already standing before. You can see it came up to previous area where it broke below and basically retested the area. So I'd be looking out for shorts on the euro. 6J, same thing. Came up to the upper level of the median lines here, this 4-hour charts. Probably a pullback here to, what's it say, 96.52. It's into the 102s, the US dollar, Japanese yen. The flip side of this story is that that's basically halfway between the 100 and 104 area, at 102 and change. We're trading in 103.17 right now for the US dollar, Japanese yen. Save some powder just in case it does drop further below the recent low, or in this case, it goes above the recent high. Like I said, I like the long side of the dollar. So I'd be looking to buy on weakness the US dollar on Japanese yen. But like I said, save some powder just in case it goes to 101, 100, that kind of thing. Equities are, next target is 7, let's see here. It'd be 2070 on the ES, and so that would probably strengthen the Japanese yen. Here's the Mexican peso. You can see that the money flows come out of it. On this, I would like it as on the long side, so it'd be short US dollar Mexican. Excuse me, US dollar Mexican. As you can see here on 6M, basically the money flow from up in here where shorts were established. I'd be looking to basically cover if you were on the short side of things, and reverse here and go long. So that would be short the US dollar Mexican, which you would receive the carry on that for interest. It's a decent interest rate. 6N, perfect. This is just perfect. I'd look to be on the short side. The money flow isn't there though, which typically means that there's more to run. Okay, let me take a little of this myself here. Where's my where are you, Kiwi? There you are. Short, sell. Kiwi. All right, show the little Kiwi up here. We're gonna move those profits down. That should be good for at least 120 pips. All right, come on, keep selling, Kev. All right, doing some selling myself on Kiwi on my Forex platform. So I'm shorting up here, not the futures, but just the on my spot market. There is some room to run here, but like I talked about seasonally, I remember the Kiwi falling into late November. So this may be an opportunity here for it to come back. And like I was mentioning, if you, hopefully this gap isn't a measuring gap and we continue higher. I guess I should take a look at the daily and see if we have something going on here. Boom, hit the median line here. Money flow. Okay, yeah, I like the short side here. Short side on the Kiwi, last on here on the futures, we'll say 73. Looks like a reversal in the Swiss franc. We saw that the Swiss franc had a hard run of money flow, paused on the upper median line. So we'll move over to Yes, the margins are kind of high on it because of when they came off uh, the peg in that it blew up brokerage firms. And I do notice now, you used to be able to trade where you didn't have to, if you had any losses greater than what you put in, you didn't have to, you weren't responsible. But some brokerage firms have changed their ways. That was one of the teasers too. Okay, so Swiss francs. Okay, let go back to Kiwi. Where are you, buddy? There you go, short. Okay, so that's the Kiwi. And then the Swiss franc here, like I said, I expect Swiss francs to come back down. So it'd be short 6S or long the crosses versus the Swiss franc. Here's crude oil. Okay, money flow came out of it. We moved down into the upper 44s. I'd look for a pause going lower and probably a bounce a couple bucks higher. I'd rather just avoid it because I just think it's a large sideways pattern overall for crude oil. Basically, you have a range, we'll say about 40, but it's about 42 here on the low end, and then the upper end, 50-50. But I just think there's going to be a bounce. You know, we're gonna kind of bounce around in a narrower range here for a little while. What's this down here? 38. On the downside, I'd probably say as low as 38 on a daily basis. You know, you bounce up and come back down. With the stronger dollar, the dollar is, you know, here's the dollar. We got down to 97. I said buy 97, 96. We got to 90. We didn't get to 97 in general. Okay, we got close. But I'd be looking on any weakness to support the U.S. dollar here. There we go. All right, keep it running. That'll bounce me back. Okay, so long the U.S. dollar. I like the dollar. Here we have, once again, we looked at the money flow for some sort of hard short covering. I'm looking for one day where it's just up sharply. I'd be enticed to add more shorts there. Right now, the next level on here would be on a daily basis. There's a large PLC here at, where are we at? Okay, so this was the 2080 was the 2080. We were talking about 2080 and 2040. Where are we at? 2040 here. Okay, for the next target. So 2080, we're about down in that area. So I'd be looking for some sort of a bounce, but I wouldn't expect it to be much. Maybe 2110 here. But what I'm looking for is that this level broke. You know, you have your drop, consolidation, drop, consolidation, drop, consolidation. But the swings, like I talked about, should be a doozy or a good swing, especially on the Russell. But the cautionary tale here is that you want to watch for areas to short. Okay, but we are susceptible. The money flows out of there. Susceptible to a hard short covering rally. 2110 kind of, what's this? 2112. 2112 would be an area that for reversal. I'd use these pivot points here. Here's the median line. Let's see, upper end. 20. If we get back into there, you'd have to go back over the 2020 level again. 2120 level to reverse all of this, but the indexes are all breaking down. I'm looking for a large drop in equities, more like hard sell-offs, like August of 2015. not as much as an 87 crash. But it comes quickly, and then for the pullback, I'm not looking for the United States to go into a recession, and we have a prolonged bear market. Just looking for a hard correction in general here. So that's ES. Okay, so yeah, 2110 I think is up in here. There's 2102. And then back up into here, like this low is 21. Come on, you. Right there. What are you? What's the low? 2107. And then 2110. Anyway, I guess it's 10 to 12 area. But like I said, money flow came out of it. I'd be looking for a hard short covering rally. This is Thursday, so I've been looking for it for a week. And that's it's one of those where it's, the market's down. This is where I come in and say buy calls. If the market's been beaten up, hold shorts and buy calls. Because you assume the calls are going to be cheap because who thinks the market's going to go up now? That's when I'd be buying calls, individual issues that may have been beaten up. It's just basically a large short covering rally. Okay, gold hit the target. We're looking for 1308. All right, we had our first pullback. This is the bulls, if they want to hold on to this thing, have to hold this 1285 level. Okay, we'll move you up to here. Oops. You're a piece of Mutt and Jeff. Okay, bulls have to have that. What I'd be looking for, come on, you. The bulls have to hold the 85 level. We're not much in the money flow. I'm going to guess there's going to be another swing. I talked about pressing the upper end. We're talking about this year was the high was 1400 was the target from the beginning of the year. We didn't reach it, but we may get another run here. And maybe one of these where I look at it more of a short covering rally, just looking at the money flow. But they did come in here and push this thing around. I was kind of shocked at the amount of pullback this morning. It's down $15. Basically, for me, I'd personally stand aside if you do have some profits. Put your trailer underneath the 85 level here. This is you want to play the short side of euro dollars. GE futures. I believe they're $5 million contracts, and the margin is a few $100, so be very careful there. Pretty good move here in hogs with the money flow, so I'd be looking for areas here to short. And just going off of the money flow in hogs. Producers hedge. Here's copper. Okay, copper. We're beginning to we hit a swing higher into the median level here, the upper end. We're going to get. Looks like we're starting a slate, like a shooting star reversal type pattern here. So be careful of on copper. Bulls have to hold this. We'll say 220 area here. Well, like I mentioned before, I just think this is a larger short covered rally. If the equities do come down, how will we have copper go higher, that kind of thing. I think this was just related with the dollar coming off. I have cattle. This one's stalling here. This is still weak. One more swing higher, I'd be looking to take shorts again on it, and producers who want to hedge. Strong dollar's going to be difficult. Natural gas. All right. I've warmed up to natural gas. Ha, Kevin. Okay, here we are at 277. Looks like a decent pattern. We've pretty much cleaned them out. I'd be willing to come in here and buy some natural gas. Basically, on any weakness, I'd be looking forward to moving into different contracts. I'd be moving more towards those late summer, or excuse me, late winter, early spring contracts. Those February, March, April. If you want to play the back downside, I think the April contract I was looking at. Oops, it's going to be 7. All right. The April contract is 289, 290. For right now, I'd kind of take that up to, what's that, about 12, 13 cents. I like the long side of the April contract here. Excuse me. I was in Vegas, like you know, for a day, the world famous casino cough. And also, I think I found some bad mayonnaise, but that was somewhere else. Oopsie, it happens. Went to bed early, but it did not seem to work here. All right, so I'm warming up to natural gas this morning. Nasdaq found the lower median line here under 4,700. For right now, I think we're going to continue. We're going to continue the pattern of drop, consolidate, but the next slice through should be quicker here. We're seeing, like I said, we looked at earnings with Apple and Facebook and stuff. It's we're in a little bit of a period here. Remember, the stock market is forward-looking, so I've been looking for a pullback for a while. The next median line down here, and about 4,700, which is about 43. So play the odds. So that's a pretty good deal. It loses 47. Hold it to 45, and then 4,300 on the Nasdaq. So you're looking for areas to short. Like I said, I probably wouldn't be a buyer of equities until the market loses well over 20%. I'm looking more for a third, but if we do repeat 1937 again, okay, if something should have stocks slide into the Federal Reserve, we did that in 1937. We had to lower rates and stocks fell 55% in 4 months. So that's the high end. That stocks lose half their value by, I give it 4 months, and of course it didn't start until November. I mean, there was some pullback prior to that, but I thought we would be getting, by September, October, I thought we'd be where we're at now. So I'm stretching mine out to, say, February. For right now, let's see, November, December, January, February. That's another 4 months. So I've moved. I'm short as far out as May for individual, say, option contracts. You can buy. It's kind of like buying Apple puts. You can go out and you pay $4 or something. They're in the money now, but instead of coughing up the whole money, you can throw $300-400 on an option contract and get some some time in there, just like with the Facebook. With the Facebook one, I talked about a few weeks back about shorting into the swing into the highs on Facebook, and there were multiple plays there. It dropped pretty good prior to it. That was kind of interesting, and then it came back, and then it swooned really good. Here's sugar. The money flow came out of it. For on the downside here on the bulls, they have to hold, let's say 21 cents. I'd kind of stand aside on this. Let me take a look at the daily. Oh, man. Okay, here's the median line. Yeah, I'd kind of up here, 22.25 is probably where if we get a short cover and bounce. But I think we're going to come back down. I think it was around 20 cents, right? I was looking for it to come down into this area below 20 cents. So you're looking bulls. I'm sure the bulls are going to be getting out of this here, but I'm looking for a weakness under 20 in sugar. Silver, same thing. They bullied it. Not much money flow. It does have enough though that it could swing higher. One more swing and silver would be 1920. I'm happy just with this area of taking profits. It's one of those that I just think that this was just an opportunity where there was nobody in it, and silver, a large sideways pattern, and just a swing. I think we're still in a secular bear market. Here's TF, the Russell. We're back to anything on the upside is 1180 for resistance, and I'll say this is a little bit higher, 1204. But be careful, susceptible to a hard short covered rally that I was looking for starting last Thursday. I was talking about it. Because you're going to have one of those days where it's basically just a huge short covering day, and then we continue our swoon lower. Ultra bonds, same thing. See, if equities are down, bonds should go up. It's not happening. So interest rates, as this goes lower, interest rates go higher. Ultra bonds is on the back end. Notes are on the front end. Bills are actually on the front end. Notes are in the middle, and then bonds are at the back end. So this is at the back. This would be mortgage interest type deal. I recommend everybody to get at least, if you get a 15-year mortgage, then you don't have to pay PMI. Trust me on this one. If real estate has an 18-year cycle and you get a 30-year, the bank can come after you twice. 2 recessions, statistically kind of thing. It'd actually be more, but 15-year, you get rid of your PMI. We may actually have an issue here where there's just a larger sideways pattern here. I do like the short side, so anything up in here I wrote about, I'd be interested in adding fresh shorts. And here's our fixed futures up at the upper median line again. We talked about this before, goes below 15, buy at 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, that kind of thing, and then sell at 16, 17, 18. Well, here we're at 19. I wrote about it getting to, what did I say, 22, 24 area. So those of you with patience, that's the whole deal is, draw your trend line underneath. On this one here, it's kind of like using a 1 hour bar chart with stochastics. Excuse me. If equities are going to go lower, like I think they're going to do, we're going to get another swing. These are pretty pricey, so there may be some of you, on the first, you get the first swing, the second swing, you're taking profits, and that's third. It's patience here. You can see how I talked about 22 to 24 area, so that's up in this area. Okay. 6C, was there a B? Yeah, bonds. Okay. All right, bonds, the same thing. Not much of a swing on here, actually pulling back. This may be here our pressure on equities here. One more breakdown here, and it's going to be quite obvious to everybody that rates are going higher. When we raise rates, it's on the front end and it filters through the back end of the yield curve. So that's bonds. Short side of bonds. What's this? Corn. Any bounce, I'd sell it. That's how I'm looking at it. Stronger dollar. It's going to be tough for commodities. 5 years, they got up into here. So like the 5s and the 2s and stuff, talked about scale up selling. This works here. So this would be add to shorts on the 5s. Possibility of a pause here. Any bounce, I'd be looking to for shorts. Bean oil, same thing. Any bounce in bean oil, I'd look to be on the short side of things here. For bean oil, same with these are notes. This one looks like a larger sideways pattern here. At best for the bulls, you could say that this is a shoulder ahead, and we're working on another shoulder that people hide out in paper, usually when equities go south. Okay, ZQ, whoops. I'm going to punch in Z in now. Okay, soybean meal's been pretty well beaten up here. Any bounce here, I'd be looking to short it. And here's our beans. We're trying to get up over. We're trying to get to 1040 on the short side here. We got up to, what was the number? I think it was 1015 was the first trigger. Yeah, it was here. This is the first arrow we looked at for shorting at the reversal. We're in the 4/5, and so the next one would be under 10, which should be another 20 cents lower about, right? Yeah, about 20 cents lower. That's $1,000 a contract. So any bounce in soybeans that look to sell, I think we're going to have a bumper crop next year in beans. Everything in 2017 should develop into an awesome year for farmers, but unfortunately, that means that prices are lower. And 2 years, perfect short. Money flow, same thing. Short on the 2 years. That was a good scale up. That was a good one. And I'm back to that. So take a look at Facebook again real quick and send you on your way. Okay. I would be, if you have options this week, I'd be taking profits. So there you have it. Have yourself a wonderful day.